8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Happy New Year! Or was it? New Year's, man. It's the one holiday that always gets my goat. When I was a kid, New Year's was a sweet time. Me and my friend Sarah Connor would put on what we thought were our most fuckable outfits and watch the first It movie and be disappointed while eating kid cuisines, and then inevitably bang pots and pans on the street like all obnoxious 11-year-olds were born to do. But then you get older, and you gotta start getting fucked up. My 16th New Year's was spent drunk and weird, semi-cheating on my then-boyfriend Box. Yes, I did lose my virginity to a man named Box. I cheated on my precious Box with a high dude who had a fever of about 103 that I could feel permeating off his forehead while I rubbed against him, while my friend laid beside us on the floor, trapped under the smelly arm of a hippie all night long. The next morning, we creeped out of there like the shameful whores we are and spent New Year's Day eating Oreos on top of a hill and crying. I spent my 19th New Year's getting caught by a wholesome family with small children doing a redheaded guy in an elevator. New Year's is a bleak time. Maybe not for one and all, but for me, bitch. For years now, I've spent my New Year's inside, getting cozy and only mildly depressed while stuffing my face with high-quality Caesar salad. But this year, I thought, what if? What if I went outside? What if this New Year's, my resolution was to try and let go of fear, do things that scare me, that get me out of my comfort zone? That's how you grow. That's how you learn. That's how you experience life. And that is how it all began. This one simple, seemingly innocent thought. What if I went out this New Year's? It was a cold night. I ate leftover pizza. I got extra. And then I took an Uber to my friend Kate's house. Download the app using my code in the description below and get a free first ride. I arrived. And so it began. It was innocent in the beginning. Just 4 friends listening to the Lil Jon remix of Auld Lang Syne. We took personality quizzes. We shared our best moments of the last year. We twerked to Mamma Mia. But of course, that can't be all we do. That's the thing about New Year's. It's got you chasing a white dragon. Nothing is ever enough. There's always something better. Something greener, something sweeter. So we left for a second location, with the dream and hope that it would fulfill every imagining of what New Year's is supposed to be. Be careful of those New Year's dreams. We went to a party, promising a DJ with disco music. The description alone left me nauseous, but I went willingly. We arrived and the guests were friendly. A straight man shook my hand. I was caught off guard, but impressed. We set up camp, not really talking to anyone, but occasionally exchanging polite expressions. Immediately, we noticed the music. It was what can only be described as the most annoying Sim soundtrack. It was strange ambient noises that they themselves referred to as disco, but I, for one, heard no disc, and certainly no co. All I heard was the empty, soulless echo of what I can only assume was John Mayer's cousin, who has been led astray into the dark and evil world of voice-trackless loop pedals. My friends and I looked at each other with fear in our eyes. We remembered the sweet moments with Lil Jon. We started reminiscing about early 2000s pop-punk compilations, hoping that the memory would take us away from our current purgatory of sound. I innocently mentioned how much I would listen to All Star by Smash Mouth in the summer of 2004. That was where it all began. That moment. All Star. The Shrek soundtrack. Somebody once told me. We instantly became obsessed. We had to hear it. We had to. It wasn't a question. It wasn't a want. It was a primal need. We needed to hear All Star by Smash Mouth before the night was over. And in an instant, the entire landscape of the party had changed. It was no longer a social event. It was a mission, a quest, a complex manipulative ecosystem that we were going to conquer in the form of the Shrek soundtrack. We set our plan. First, infiltrate the most friendly, popular girl at the party and get her to play the Lil Jon Auld Lang Syne remix. Check. She requested it. And the DJ did not want to at all, but he obliged begrudgingly because he probably wanted to fuck her. The vibe instantly changed. Instead of uncomfortably stepping from side to side, girls started moving their butts. It was a revelation. But immediately after, the DJ resumed his position as the guard of sounds and turned it back to the sad Sims grocery store music. But we had gotten a taste of freedom, and we were never going to give up. We retreated and started singing an a cappella version of All Star, hoping it would ignite a Shrek revolution. It did not, so we made another plan. We went to the dancers in front of the DJ booth and infiltrated, impressing and distracting them with our dance talent. We waited for our moment and pounced. The DJ retreated after a few songs, so we made our move. My friend casually went behind the booth while I preoccupied the guests with my ass. He waited for the ambient purgatory to briefly end, and then subtly switched it to our chosen introductory vibe change song. You see, we knew we couldn't start with our precious All-Star. It had to be a seamless progression to our beloved. So we put on Nelly's Hot in Here. We ignited the space. Girls flocked in front of the DJ booth and, no joke, started ripping off their clothes. I saw boobs flopping all over the place. My friends and I looked at each other with a glimmer in our eye. We'd done it, and it was only mere moments until our Shrek destiny was fulfilled. Hot in Here comes to an end. And then I hear it. The 5 sweetest words known to mankind. Somebody once told me. We've done it. We've done it! We're dancing! We're elated! But then we look around. The room has cleared. It is literally only me and my 3 friends left. A crowd of angry eyes stares at us from the hallway. We've completed our mission, but it has come at a price. We had no choice but to live in the moment and try not to fear what will happen when the sweet Shrek sounds end. The 4 of us go crazy, scream singing along to the song of the century.
I said yes! What a concept! I can use a little to myself and we can all use a little change! All that glitters is gold!
But then it ends, and no one is anywhere close to the DJ room. We try to salvage it with some hip-hop renditions of Jingle Bells. It's no use. All-Star has killed the vibe of this weird Sims disco party. We killed the party. We killed New Year's. We had no choice. We had to slink out of the room. And while we did, a girl sitting by the door was looking at us. I looked at her, and she stared at me dead in the eyes. I am not exaggerating when I say her soul was full of a palpable hate. And she said, without a glimmer of humor and on the verge of tears, "You guys are monsters." I was shaken to my core, and I felt that sentence in my gut. I tried to continue on, but it kept ringing in my ears. Monsters, monsters, monsters. I could barely hear the sad ambient disco they had immediately turned back on. I had fulfilled my all-star New Year's destiny. But at what cost? Am I a monster for putting on the Shrek soundtrack at a New Year's hipster party? That's for you to decide. But there's one thing I've realized. For most of my adult life, I've blamed New Year's if I have a weird night on December 31st. But perhaps New Year's isn't to blame. Perhaps I am. I am the kind of girl that goes into a party and concocts an elaborate and masterful plan to play All-Star by Smash Mouth, knowing that it will not be well received. Do I own that part of myself? I'm working on it. But there's one thing I know for sure. If liking All-Star makes me a monster, just call me Shrek, bitch.